trust and believe in your God, because my God, the Holy Spirit, is the God of the universe. And the Holy Spirit gave me a prophecy to give to the drug cartel. Turn that down, sweetheart. Turn that down. To the drug cartels and the gang members of the world. Of the world. Because it will be the United States drug dealers, and they got rid of our cartels. So we only have our gang members. And it will be the gang members because it's our government, United States government, that we will be suing for the prohibition of marijuana. And what that means is the gang members are going to sue the United States of America for the prohibition of marijuana because they have the rights. That's in part 1. Hey, 1, King and Queen, stand and spread the word. That's in part 1 and part 2. Why they are eligible to sue the drug cartels for the prohibition of marijuana. That's in part 1, part 2. Because what you're going to do, United States of America gang members, government has a president, and we have the stock market of the marijuana. Our president of the United States is going to only allow gang members that have been arrested only. They could, but not if they terminated somebody's life. If they arrested, and even if they had a gun on them, because you're supposed to be able to protect yourself. But if they arrested with a gun, they will be eligible to have the license. But if you're arrested and you have committed any kind of deletion of lives, you will not be eligible for the license, but you will be eligible to work. You will be one of God's workers, making a lot of money, harvesting, planting, working, operating. But the kings that have not terminated nobody's life or just been arrested, and even if they had a pistol on them, they're going to be the ones that'll be in charge. Don't tell me nothing. Because before the United States government got control of the housing preservation development money, they used the drug cartels, the Al Capones, the Gottis, all of their money for their wars. But now they got a legal way they can steal money. That needs to be investigated. Ooh, my grandkids follow me everywhere I go. Oh, Lord. I want to tell you how the Holy Spirit is going to judge all of these men that had to live a life of selling drugs. Oh, they didn't have to do that. So with the felony and no education, grown men are going to accept $20 an hour just if they want to live. That's their choice. That's your choice. That's your choice. But they definitely ain't gonna make that choice. So let's talk about the reality of the struggle of the ghetto. Let's talk about the reality. They'll give it to you. They'll give a few, but they won't give it to you. Okay? You a big black, they visualizing a big black strong man with a messed up record. Robbing. Desperation. People put in desperation. Don't spread that. That they was desperate. Don't spread that. I'm just telling you what they would tell you. Because no one really wants to try to rob somebody to come up. What's she talking about? That lady's crazy. Nobody wants to rob somebody, then they wouldn't. When heaven is restored back on this earth, because we lived in, the rulers did. The drug card, the gang members of the United States of America, as a government that's in charge of the stock market of the marijuana that's in the United States of America. And the gang members are going to write a declaration if the President of the United States of America give them the prohibition of marijuana, there will be no drugs allowed that is illegal to be sold, like fentanyl, heroin, Percocet, pills in United States of America, because it is the gang members that sell it and operate it. And you know, our government disperse it. They won't have nobody to disperse it to, because the drug cartels of other nations will be waiting for the gang members of America, because that's where we're going to produce our marijuana, in Mexico, Venezuela, and other, Jamaica, beautiful countries that we choose, that the demons of this world made out of resorts. So we will be doing what? Rebuilding these beautiful lands that people with rich money made out of resorts. That's going to be reversed, because they'll have an economic economy of harvesting. I see the beautiful houses being built of the Mexicans and the Nidaka and others that will be building. You know those houses that President Trump had built in some place in Africa, very nice accommodations. Those are the accommodations that our Mexicans and Venezuelans will be having. Because the first thing being that the Mexican president is a righteous, anybody that they elect is godly and righteous. They will order all of those rich people out of their country on their beaches, talking about private property. They will be doing what? Ordering them out of their beautiful country. And United States citizens are going to be sorry, because they're going to be wanting to go to Venezuela and Mexico once the drug cartels can hold their heads up high as the kings and queens that there are. Now, drug cartels, of Mexico and Venezuela, stand corrected, because you will have to take orders from the gang members of United States of America, because it's our government. So we're going to be very clear who's going to be in charge, because Black Americans are different. We're rulers. That's why we're the only ones that don't have it to operate. The only thing they give us is jail, institution, and death, y'all, crumbs. And the only thing they give y'all is jail, institution, and death, and no money. Everybody's going to be a king and a queen. It's not going to be a big I and a little you. And the salvation, they telling me, of America. It will be heaven. This is the revelation. When did you think it was going to come? Because when the kings and queens ruled, their whole world was abolished. It wasn't like the time, it wasn't like their lifestyle could have stood this, the time. They couldn't sustain the time, because all of their gold, they was robbed. Knock, knock, Fort Knox. There's no gold in there. The gods destroyed their lifestyle, just like the gods destroyed the dinosaurs. They kick up the what happened? The god destroyed the dinosaurs to kick up the rocks, so it could be easier for the man to mine the gold. So for many years they let them kick up these rocks. And I told you, God, your life is the blink of the Holy Spirit. Blink of an eye. Your whole life expectancy. So what did I say? Them dinosaurs kicked up all of the earth. Okay? And they saying explosions. And then they created the man out of their images. That's why we got some demonic entities running around here, disguised as human beings. I said, what? My spiritual awakening informed me that we got some what? Magic, Margaret Thatcher, Bill Gates. We got some entities disguised as human beings. They telling me, why would a human being kill another? Okay? Because we got some entities disguised as human beings. Entities. Believe, say what you want. I'm not an Omar dictator. This is a spiritual awakening revelation that was given to me, a message that was given to me to give to you, drug cartels, gang members of the world, to let you know, the United States gang members, because there's what? No more drug cartels, no more mafia, no more control. And they did that too. Okay, no more control. The Holy Spirit will be the judge of this, because it will be as it is in heaven on earth. This is the revelation. This is the revelation. There are people starving. We are in war. We are in war. And now today's wars is not about victories. Today's wars is about terminating lives. These demonic entities made it so they terminating lives. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to shut this down, close it up. There will be a part 4. There will be a part 4. Gotta wait on the messages, wait on the directions. Because the Holy Spirit wants the gang members. We're going to start off in the jails, because in the jails is where the geniuses are. They got a lot of demons in there too, but they got a lot of geniuses of God in there. Y'all going to write this declaration. And the only way you're going to get it if you do all of this without the sword. You got to, this has to be a Holy Spirit action. If it's not a Holy Spirit action, it will not be done. Because when you obtain the prohibition of marijuana, there will not be no evil rulers. There will not be no evil people in charge. If you do not have the Holy Spirit, you will not be in charge. I said in charge. So you better start repenting and praying for your revelation. Manifest it. Manifest it. That's what they saying. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying today. Manifestation. Manifest what? The prohibition of marijuana, gang members of the United States of America. So you could do what? Make business arrangements to have the drug cartels of the world to harvest your marijuana. This is not a fantasy or a delusion. This is a prophecy that you gang members must fulfill. That you gang members must go to the jails. Yo, I heard a prophecy that the gang members should sue the United States of America for the prohibition of marijuana. What do you think about that? They could call me what they want. It's what I answer to. I'll help you out. The government labels me manic depressive, schizophrenic, bipolar disorder. Label me what you want, Todd. It's what I answer to. And I answer to the messages that I receive from my descendants. That's what I answer to. And they gave me a spiritual awakening. The Holy Spirit gave me a spiritual awakening revelation to give a message to the drug cartels and the gang members of the world. And the United States gang members are going to sue the government. That's our government our stock market, and our president that will give it to us to do what? Take off all the fentanyl and heroin and pills and Percocets off of the streets, because it's the drug dealers that control what will be sold. And we also will be recruiting the future young generation to be a gang of love, to be a gang of success, to be a gang of the prohibition of marijuana, because they will sponsor whatever. They want to open up a restaurant, the prohibition of marijuana money will sponsor it. They want to design their clothes, the prohibition of marijuana will design their clothes. We want a real school instead of a fake one, like P. Diddy put his name on, and Omar lying about how black kids need education and all of this stuff. We're going to have real righteousness, because if anything is fraudulent, the whole declaration will be destroyed. Think about it. The real people that know the real Iraq, you can't relate Venezuela and Mexico, because we see how they interrupt your houses and rob you. That's not coming down here. That's not the way we're going to do things. We're going to do things with liberty and the Holy Spirit. And we're not marching. We signing applications and declarations. We're not marching for this prophecy. You know that YouTube and internet streets don't put good things like this up on it. As long as you heard it, one, two, or the few, because the message will be heard. This is a Holy Spirit prophecy action. That's what this is. Okay? You have a blessed day.